Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing great. So today we're going to be drafting an off-shoulder bustier blouse. This is a requested video. The items we need for this tutorial are pattern paper, roller, scissors, and a marker. So let's get to it. So go ahead and place the measurement. So I will take the vertical measurement before we place the horizontal measurement. Because it's an off-shoulder blouse, we minus 4 or 5 inches. I'm going to be minusing 4 inches. It depends on what you want. If you would like, you can minus 5 inches. So I'll minus 4 inches. I'll place my tape like so. Then I will take my bust measurement. The bust measurement is 10.5 inches plus half an inch seam allowance. That is 11 inches. I'll mark my 11 inches here. Shoulder to under bust. As you're marking it, you place your tape here. Make sure the 4 inches is minus. So from shoulder to under bust is 14 inches plus half an inch seam allowance. That is 14.5 inches. From shoulder to waist is 16.5 inches plus half an inch seam allowance. That is 17 inches. Then from waist to hip is 8 inches. I will take 1 inch for allowance for the down parts. So I will go ahead and mark my horizontal line. I will take the nipple to nipple measurement or bust palm. The nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches divided by 2, which is 4 inches. Then I'll add half inch for seam allowance. So I will place 4.5 inches here. I will take 4.5 inch all the way down. And the length of my blouse is 25 inches plus 1 is seam allowance, that is 26 inches. So this is the length, the blouse length. So I will draw the line, the 4.5 inches for bust palm. I will take it down. So now I will also take it up. So I'll come here under bust measurement. I will mark 1.5 inches on the right side, then mark 1.5 inches on the left side. Then I will come to the waistline. I will mark 1 inch on the right side on this side, then mark 1 inch on the left side. So on the hip line, I will take 3 inches above the hip line. I will mark 3 inches above the hip line. Place a mark here. Then I will go to the bust line. I will come down 1 inch. From the bust line, I will come down 1 inch. So I will connect the lines together. So I will connect this 1 inch. This is the bust line. I came down 1 inch from the bust line. Connect it to this 1.5 inches. Then I will connect this 1.5 inches to this waistline, 1 inch waist. Then I will bring it down to these 3 inches above the hip line. You can come down to the hip line if you want, but I just want to stop here. So I'll mark, take it down. Then I will come to this side. I will take it again, 1 inch under the bust line, connect it to the under bust. Then from under bust, 1.5 inches, I will take it to the 1 inch. So I will take this to 3 inches above the hip line. So I will come to this side, the shoulder side, that is this upper side. So on this side, instead of 4.5 inch, I will add 1 inch to it. Like the bust palm, instead of me making the upper part 4.5 inches, I will make it 5.5 inches, because after sewing it, you have a very firm, nice cut there. So the upper part side, I will mark 5.5 inches here. So the bust part, I marked the rest part, I marked 4.5 inches. I marked 5.5 inch, the upper part here. So on this, then I will take 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on the other side. So 1 inch on the right and 1 inch on the left. I'll go to the bust point again, bust line. Now mark 1 inch above the bust point. And I will connect this 1 inch to that, then connect this one also. Now come to the bust point, I will make a curve. You don't need to be sharp. And on the shoulder here, I will place the shoulder measurements. But I will not be using this shoulder measurement for the neckline. I will explain everything to you guys later on. So the shoulder measurement is 16 inches divided by 2, which is 8 inches. So this is 8 inches. And I'll be adding these 2 inches I cut out, I marked out. So I will place 10 inches here. And it's just there. Place my armhole measurement. So I will still place my tape like so, minus the 4 inches. The armhole I'm working with is 9 inches. So I'll mark my 9 inches here. This will now serve as the chest line. So this 9 inches will serve as the chest line. So I'll go ahead and place the circumference measurement. This is the chest line. This is the bust line. Under bust. This is the waistline. Hip. Then this is the length, full length. So I'll go ahead and place the circumference measurements. So on this chest line, I'll mark the bust measurement on the chest line here. So the bust measurement is 40 inches divided by 4, which is 10 inches. I'll place my tape here and check how many inches is here, because I'm going to be cutting these out. I have half an inch here, then 10 inches plus half an inch, that is 10.5 inches. I'm placing this one here, I'm placing it back because I'm going to be cutting it out. So that is 10.5 inches plus 2 inches seam allowance, then 12. I have 12.5 inches here, the chest line. Then I will come to the waistline. The waist measurement is 36 inches divided by 4, which is 9 inches. And I'll be adding these 2 inches back, which is 11 inches. Then I'll add 2 inches to my allowance also. So I'll place 13 inches here. I'll come to the hip side. The hip measurement is 46 inches divided by 4, which is 11.5 inches plus 2 inches seam allowance. That is 13.5 inches. So I'll mark my 13.5 inches here. So I'll go ahead and connect the lines from chest to waist, then from waist to hip, I will come back to this place again. To place the neckline, I will measure my chest from here to here. Mine is 12 inches. Then I will divide it into 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6 inches. So this is 6 inches. Remember, I marked out 2 inches here. I'll be adding the 2 inches back. So I will take my 8 inches here. Now I'll mark my 8 inches here. This is supposed to serve as the shoulder line, but because of the neckline, I will measure the chest and place my measurement there. I will place the neckline here instead of the shoulder measurement. This will serve as the neckline. So I will connect this new neckline, connect it to the armhole here. And curve, you can make a curve here. So for the neck, if you don't want it sharp like this, you can curve it. You can decide to make any neckline you want to make. You can make it sweetheart neckline. You can make it a V neckline. So to take the neckline, I will come down 2 inches again. Then I will take 6 inches for the neck depth. Then I will take it here, mark it like so. Then from here, I'm making it in form of V neckline. That's it for the front panel. So I will be cutting these out. So after cutting it, it should look something like this. You might decide to sew it before you cut out the neckline, or you cut it before sewing it. So this is the neckline, you cut this out. Then you cut this clip a little bit, bring it down a little bit here, and do the same thing to the other side. So we'll set this aside and make the back pattern. So we'll go ahead and draft the back side. I already marked the horizontal line. This 1 inch I marked out here is the zip line. So this one here, this is the chest line from shoulder to chest, that is 9 inches. And this is the bust line from shoulder to bust is 11 inches. So there is no need of putting on that bust measurement at the back side. So from shoulder to waist is 17 inches plus seam allowance. And from waist to hip is 9 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance. So the shoulder side, remember the front chest, I marked out 6 inches. You will place your tape like so, then mark your 6 inches here. That is the neckline anyway. So from there I will take my armhole measurements, 9 inches, that is the chest line. So I will place the circumference measurement. The bust measurement is 14 inches divided by 4. Which is 10 inches plus 2 inches seam allowance. That is 12 inches. So we don't need to add any other inches to this place because I'm not cutting anything. I'm only adding that to the back side. Then I will come to the waistline. I will place the waist measurement here. The waist measurement is 36 inches divided by 4, which is 9 inches. Then I will take 1 inch for that. That is 10 inches. Then I will take 2 inches for seam allowance. That is 12 inches. So I will mark 12 inches here. And I will come to the hip line. The hip measurement is 46 inches divided by 4, which is 11.5 inches. Then I will be adding 2 inches for seam allowance. That is 13.5 inches. I will place a mark here. So we connect the lines together. From the chest to the waist, and from waist to hip. So remember the 6 inches I marked out here. If you like, you can add ½ inch for seam allowance. This will serve as the armhole. then I will make a curve here. So I will now place in the dart. The nipple to nipple is 8 inches divided by 2, which is 4 inches. Then I'll be adding ½ inch to my allowance. That is 4.5 inches. So I'll come to the waistline. I will mark here 4.5 inches. I'll go to the bust point, mark 4.5 inches. Then I will come here to the waist, to the hip line. I will mark 3 inches above the hip line. Then draw the line here, right from the bust line to 3 inches above the hip line. That is the dart length. And I will come to the waistline. I will take ½ inch on the left side and take ½ inch on the right side. Then I will connect right from this place, the chest line here, or the bust line. Right from the bust line, I will connect it to meet this ½ inch. I will connect the side also. Then I will come here, connect it to meet this 3 inches above the hip line. So that's basically the dart line. Then I will go to the neckline. Here is 6 inches, just like the front one, but the depth I will take 5 inches. Just mark 1 inch down. That is 5 inches. I will just make it like a round neck. So this is for the back side. Then we cut out the sleeve. I will show you guys how you can draft out the sleeve as well. So to cut out the sleeve, you will take your pattern, you fold it into 2. We'll be taking the sleeve length. So I'm making a 3/4 sleeve, 16 inches by length. And I'll be adding 1 inch for seam allowance. That is 17 inches. If you want it longer, if you don't want it 3/4, you can make it longer. And this is my 16 inches. Then I add 1 inch for folding or seam allowance. That is 17 inches. Then I will take the armhole. The armhole is 9 inches. I will take 1.5 inches for seam allowance. That is 10.5 inches. I'll mark 10.5 inches here. At the top here, you will measure 5 inches. Then I'll add ½ inch for seam allowance. If you want to add 1 inch, it all depends on you. That is 5.5 inches. And I'll mark my 5.5 inches here. And I'll come down by 4.5 inches from the top here. So on this 4.5 inches, I will still take my 10.5 inches for sleeve length. And this is 5.5 inches I marked out. And I will connect this. This is my 10.5 inches. I came down by 4.5 inches here. So I will connect this to meet this. Then I will take my round sleeve. The round sleeve I'm working with is 13 inches divided by 2, which is 6.5 inches, plus 1 inch seam allowance, that is 7.5 inches. So I'll mark 7.5 inches here. Then I will connect this to this 7.5 inches to meet this 7.5 inches. So on this side, I will make a curve here. Then you come to the sleeve cap here. You come down by ½ inch. Then make a curve here also. So I will go ahead and cut it out now. So this is the sleeve, this is the back side, and this is the front. And this is the front. So that's it for today. Thank you so much guys for watching. See you on my next video. If this is your first time of watching my video, please subscribe, like and share my video. I will see you on my next one, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. I will see you on my next one. Love you. Bye.